Here's the setup for an ordinary single vision edging job. The most important piece that we're going to work from is our RX worksheet. This contains all the information you need to complete the job. Patient name, patient prescription including access, patient PD or any other patient fitting parameters, the type of lens, in this case single vision, lens material, Trivex, frame information including make, model, color and size, and the type of mounting. And don't overlook our grease pencil, which allows us to mark on AR-coated lenses. In our work tray, we're going to find a pair of single vision uncut lenses. Notice that the prescription is marked in both plus and minus cylinder form. Pair of adhesive leap pads, which allow us to stick the block onto the front of the lens. Blocks, which hold the lens in the proper orientation and the proper axis through the process. And of course, our frame. The first step to edging is spotting or dotting up the lenses, which checks the prescription and marks the lens for orientation. Be sure to mark the lens with your right and your left. Next is frame tracing. The ability to trace a frame is what sets a patternless edger apart from a patterned edger. And by tracing the individual frame, you never have trouble with on-size lenses. This is the data entry screen at the bottom of the blocker. This is where you will enter your patient information, lens information, and your frame information. More advanced features of the edger, like bevel placement, is done on this screen, which is actually part of the edger. Next, we do blocking, which is affixing the block to the front of the lens. After you key in your information in the bottom of the blocker, you'll load a block. And in the bottom of the blocker in this screen, you'll be able to move the lens about and orient the marks from the lensometer. Then you will stick the block to the front of the lens. Here are the same steps in close-up. Align the lens. Insert a block. And stick the block to the front of the lens. Here's a tray ready to go to the edger. The first step is chucking the lens, which holds it in place. Next, the edger takes over. It will come out and make absolutely certain that the lens is large enough to cut out so you have no gaps or size problems. Notice the way that the chuck holds the lens in the proper place. Once the edger determines that the lens is the correct size and the edger knows how the lens is placed, it will head over to the roughing wheel. The roughing wheel removes material from the lens, so it becomes the shape of the frame that has been traced. Depending on what type of frame mounting the job calls for, the lens will then move over to one of the other wheels. In this case, because we have a full metal frame, it's going to cut a beveled edge, which you can clearly see being placed on the edge of the lens. Now all that's left is assembly. You'll take out the eye wire screw, carefully make sure that the lens is fully seated in the frame, and tighten down the screw. When this is completed, you have yourself a finished pair of glasses. Next step will be verification, standard alignment, and then the glasses will be ready for dispensing.